Right, my people, do you know Ghana is taking South Africa to court and wants South Africa to pay compensation? Not just to say, oh, we are sorry for the attacks, sorry for the brutality on your people. No, Ghana is not simply seeking apologies for incidents involving xenophobic violence, intimidation, and distractions of businesses. Ghana wants compensation for affected citizens who suffered injuries, financial losses, and damage to their livelihoods. Yes, you see where we are heading to, where we are going as a continent. Yes, look, these are brothers now taking each other miles, extra miles. And it's going to be very, very bad when these things get there or this thing continues. Now, Ghanaian Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa has said something. You know, this man is a very strong human being. Yes, he doesn't play about his people. If you want a foreign minister, that sometimes shows you what foreign ministers supposed to be doing for their people. Is this man right here? He is one of them. Matter of fact, he has gone to many countries in the world, including Ukraine, claiming Ghanaians back. You know, Ghanaians went to Russia to fight against Ukrainians, and some of them were arrested and put into prison as prisoners of war. They were put in jail. This man went to Ukraine. Imagine, he goes to Ukraine and say, I want my people back. I mean, your people went there illegal and fought a war that didn't concern them. But he says, you know what, I want my people back. That's how strong he is. And the Ukrainian president obviously needed to show Africans that he isn't a bad person. He is not that kind of a person. So he said, oh, okay, listen, I'm not going to be a bad guy this time. Just take your people. Just to show the proof that he is not a bad person, he has to let go. So this man stands very strong wherever he goes. And now he wants to send a strong message to the world very clearly. He said, listen.
A clear message. Ghanaians have a caring government. Ghanaians are valued. Ghanaians are loved. Ghanaians are cherished. And if you mess around with Ghanaians anywhere in the world, thinking that they are orphaned or nobody cares about them, you are mistaken.
So you can clearly say that he said, if you think Ghanaians are not liked by their government, you are going to be shocked. So today, we sent a clear message. Ghanaians have a caring government. And if you mess around with Ghanaians anywhere in the world, thinking that they are orphaned or nobody cares about them, you are mistaken. That's his words. Ablakwa believes Ghanaians are valued by Ghanaian government. Unlike many African countries, when you are in trouble in other places, your government literally abandons you. No. Ablakwa said Ghanaians are being cared. Their government look over their shoulders whenever they are. Anyways, Samuel Ablakwa announced that Ghana is exploring legal options against South Africa. Why? This is because of the xenophobic or anti-foreigner attacks lately on Ghanaian nationals living in South Africa. So this man right here says Ghana's people were attacked, their businesses were looted, their homes were damaged or destroyed, and some were injured to the point that some ended up in the ICU, and that is really bad. So because of that, we also know that Ghana has already sent aeroplanes to go get Ghanaians back to the country. Yes, I mean, really showing that, you know what, if you are not going to treat my children right, then it's fine. We are going to send a driver to go get them from your place because you don't value them. We value them. That is what Ghana is trying to say. So about 800 Ghanaians, I believe, were registered to return to Ghana. Some of them have already gone. About 300 of them from the first aeroplane sent back by Ghanaian authority. Now look, the people that want to go back, are they all illegals? Well, they say they were not illegal at all. Yes, Ghana and South Africa have a deal where Ghanaians can travel to South Africa visa-free, I believe, for 90 days. And South Africa can also do the same. And as you can imagine, that poses a problem. If you agree with each other that we can travel to one another's country visa-free, it means you did some sort of investigation and you come to the conclusion that we are perhaps similar enough and we are fine enough to just not require visas for each other. I mean, South Africa doesn't have the same with other African countries. So having that with Ghana means that they have something in common. They believe that yes, your people are not bad. Your people cannot come here and come and stay illegal. They have to pass through the right process. He always does. So you can just come to our country visa free. You understand? So if they have that, it's because they have agreed. They have agreement that they understand each other of some levels. Up to some levels, they understand each other and they can cooperate with each other easily. And unity is going to remain there. You get me? Anyway, Ghana says South Africa must pay. They must respond. They must bring compensation to the table. They are not happy with just saying, okay, we are going to send your people back to Ghana. No. They don't want that. You must pay. That is what Ghana says. They are not happy with just saying, okay, we are going to send your people back home. No, they are not happy with that. You must pay. That is what Ghana says. So South Africa offered to pay for Ghanaians that were beaten up somewhere. And Ghana said, that's fine, but we are not going to stop there. We also want compensation. South Africa must pay compensation for the losses. That's what Ghana is saying. Now, here is the click. They say if South Africa does not respond properly, Ghana may take the case to international court. So South Africa has to respond properly. You see where we are going? Yes, this is crazy. Now, what is the background? Well, there have been protests in South Africa for a late couple of months. Perhaps many South Africans, black South Africans, feel invaded. They feel like there is a lot of foreigners. Foreigners means basically African people from other countries, African countries that live in South Africa. That's what they mean. A lot of them are not documented or perhaps overstay their visas. Some of them have their visas that are valid. Now, what is being said is we don't want undocumented foreigners. But what people are saying now is the truth. It's not undocumented foreigners. It's actually just foreigners. We don't want foreigners.
I'm not the
Hey, when what's that? I ain't seen that.
You see, are they undocumented foreigners? Absolutely. Are the people wanting only undocumented foreigners to return? Well, some people on the ground says no, because apparently some undocumented foreigners have been arrested too.
Okay, so do you have papers to be here in South Africa?
Yes, I have my ID.
You have your ID?
Yes. Yes.
No. How did you get the ID?
I got my ID from Home Affairs.
Man, guys. Sir, where did you get the ID? When was it?
Since 2005.
It was 2005.
2000.
You came to South Africa to do what?
I came to.
What is the main reason for you to come to South Africa?
I came to South Africa because there was a war in in Nigeria there.
No. You came as a refugee. So what are you doing now for living in South Africa?
Sorry?
What are you doing now for living here in South Africa?
I'm employing the South Africa.
What are you doing? Are you the one who's running the Kawash? No, look, sir. Just to be gentle, because I'm an old man, we are here to tell you, according to Immigration Act 2002, Section 13, 15, and 19, you are not allowed to operate any kind of business, not unless you have a minimum investment of 5 million rand and above. It's either you invest to the existing business or to the new one, you register with the CIPC, with Revenue and Home Affairs. You must apply for a business visa. You are not allowed to operate in informal trading such as Kawash. So now we are not asking you, you have to close this Kawash now. It belongs to South Africans. Are we together?
I'm listening to you.
Yes.
For the investment of this car wash is more than 5 million.
No.
Local business, not Nigeria.
You can't invest in such business. It's an informal trading. The informal is a benefit of the South Africans. No, we're not going to delay because we're going to submit the memorandum. But we're telling you, just close down now.
Now you can see clearly that this guy has his ID. He has been in South Africa almost like 22 years. Yes, because he was there when the war started in Nigeria. So he is legal, but you can clearly see that they don't want him. They want him out of their country. So the frustration is not necessarily just limited to undocumented foreigners or Africans. It's beyond that. It's a frustration that is more economical, a frustration that is traditional, that is societal, and many other things. Now, Ghana says you must pay. You can't just bully people like that. We are not going to accept that. Why does Ghana take South Africa to court? Which court can Ghana absolutely take South Africa to? So Ghana Foreign Minister says they will use competent international court. Which place could that be? Okay, let me tell you this. it could be the ICJ. You know what ICJ means? International Court of Justice. That's exactly where South Africa took Israel to. So you see how bad that is? South Africa takes Israel to the ICJ, accusing them of genocide, Geno. Then Ghana will potentially take South Africa to the ICJ. So that makes South Africa claim no. Like saying you don't have the moral grounds to tell Israel to stop doing what they are doing to Gaza. You know what I'm saying? That becomes very dangerous. They could also take South Africa to the African Union.
Not necessary, because it now creates an impression that we are all like that, when it is certain section of our society that needs to be contained by law enforcement. And one Ghanaian lady was saying, you see, the problem is, and I wouldn't have taken this option. The problem is we're being beaten in front of the police and the police are not doing anything. That's the problem. And when this opportunity came for me to leave, I left, because if the police can't defend me, it means the state is in agreement with the people who are beating me. So we think it was too quick. We'll still resolve this. And President of Ghana should have given us, some time to really deal with this matter, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We hope they will come back to their senses.
Now, as you can see, many South Africans say that Ghana was a little too quick to make decisions. They shouldn't have done that. Ghana should have waited.
The government really overreacted. I think it's disappointing, man. I think we've had a lot of respect for Ghana as a country and for the people of Ghana, and we still do. But for them to react in the way that they did is largely dishonest, because for them to claim that there were people who were beaten up when they know there were no people beaten up, and for the Minister of Police to even echo that is absolutely ridiculous. What we saw in that video was Victoria Africa talking to someone who had broken the laws of the country, come in legally and stay illegally, which is something a lot of foreign nationals do. And instead of them addressing that issue in a correct manner, to say, listen, we noted that there's a citizen of ours who is in the country, so broken the laws, these are our concerns, etc., they decided to do a whole PR exercise that would paint South Africa as xenophobic.
So many people are saying Ghana should have waited until when to react. Does Ghana do this because they feel perhaps South Africa is not doing enough? If South Africa is found guilty, they will be legally obligated to pay compensations. So that is money paying to the people. Yes, that becomes very dangerous, because when South Africa gets to pay money to foreigners for being attacked, that means attacks cannot happen anymore, because then the South African government will feel compelled to pay the money. That becomes very dangerous. That will also need to improve protection for foreigners and push the attackers better. Meaning there must be some sort of a security for the people that are getting harassed. The police must directly protect them. Yes. And many people will feel like the police have been just watching and things are happening, but the people are complaining about it. Now, it also means that the attackers will be punished in the most ruthless way possible to deter other people from doing it. Ghana wants South Africa to pay compensation for destroyed and looted businesses and shops. Ghana wants South Africa to pay for loss of properties and life savings. I mean, people invested money into these things. They lost it. Ghana wants South Africa to pay for the injuries and medical costs. Let me just remind you that South Africa offered to pay the medical costs, but Ghana said that is not enough. Ghana wants South Africa to pay for other damages. Now, the big question is, does Ghana believe that the South African government is behind the attacks against internationals? Is the South African government allowing people to beat up people? That is a big question, because why are the people not getting arrested? Now, the response is no. Ghana has not accused South Africa of supporting the attack, but they are speaking in a different language, an adult languages. They say South Africa has failed to protect foreign nationals properly. Number two, they say they are not doing enough to stop violence and push against the attackers. Number three, they say they are allowing the situation to keep happening again and again. Those are the accusations. Now, does that mean South Africa is supporting the attacks? I don't know either. Let me know how you feel about this. Now, despite the tension, many observers believe the larger goal should be cooperation rather than division. Africa's future depends on stronger economic partnership, increased mobility, and mutual respect among nations. While illegal immigration remains a serious issue that must be addressed through lawful processes, violence, intimidation, and attacks against individuals can never be justified. The challenge facing both countries now is finding a path that upholds justice, protects human dignity, and preserves the spirit of African unity. What do you think? Just let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching this channel.